So next, Fredrick from Uganda, I would like to hand over to you. Fredrick is a resident underwriter, African Trade Insurance Agency of Uganda. Over to you, Fredrick.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Yeah, just to add on the introduction, about especially Africa Trade Insurance. Africa Trade Insurance is African multilateral. Means we are set up by a number of African countries, and the mandate that has been given is to provide risk and insurance solutions to help attract trade and investments into Africa. So we have a dual role in the sense that we work with governments, who are our main shareholders, and also with the private sector to de-risk projects. Following on that, I pick up on the earlier discussion that from the earlier session, where one of the key risks identified was political risks. And just building on that and saying, my view is, in addition to the government structuring and providing the necessary legislation across the infrastructure, there is need of a concerted effort between the government, the private sector, and providers. I mean, as you mentioned, it's risk guarantees who can be able to give comfort to the investors that, when you go into a country, risks are there, but you can have a solution around your risks. So in that, ATI provides insurance and guarantees that helps investors get the comfort to put their money into the infrastructure in the countries, African countries, which, as we know, is perceived, let me use that word, it's perceived to be quite a high-risk region. And how do we do this? A number of solutions across expropriation and nationalization. Currency challenges, when the concern is that you put your money and you are not able to repatriate currencies because of restrictions or unavailability of hard currencies in the country. We can provide a solution on that. The other one is on the government risk itself, non-payment. We are able to provide a solution on the non-payment risk of the government, and also what most people call honoring of obligations. You have a contract, you sign a contract with the government, and the fear is that because of the change in the leadership, 2, 10, 5 years down the line, you are not sure that the government will be there to honor the contract. So we are able to provide comfort that if such a case happens, we can be able to compensate to the investor. So in a way of going to the other side of helping the private sector, what we've done is we've worked a lot with the development of financial institutions, bilateral institutions, in bringing together a pool of resources. When I mean pool of resources is in expertise, especially the energy sector. We've partnered with the European Investment Bank and Munich Re, which is one of the leading reinsurance institutions in the world, to bring expertise and capacity, especially the energy sector, where we can help project developers in the energy sector. One, to have a pool of resources, technical resources, and 2, providing insurance protection to be able to make the project viable. And the other thing is part of the cost of financing, especially projects in Africa, is when investors are putting money into Africa, they put a cost to the risk of the project. Because most of the governments have a country rating, part of the solution that we have been able to provide is what we call credit ramp. ATI is rated A, stable by S&P. Most of the African countries, probably except Mauritius, most of them are below A rating. Most of them are B, C rated. So what we do is ATI insurance moves the rating above the country's rating. And for that, the investors are able to get cheaper financing for these projects. So in a way, it's a dual role, both owned by the government with a clear mandate of developmental impact to the country, and it's true pulling in the private sector to be able to make projects bankable and viable. Yeah, so I'll stop at that.
Thank you very much, Fredrick. I think just from my side, over the years, we have learned to look at Uganda and what you are doing there. I think there's a lot of lessons that we all can learn from a country like Uganda. And we have seen your Minister of Energy attending these conferences and speaking about the opportunities in your country and making sure people understand what is available. So if we then take her drive to make sure that there is an understanding of the opportunity together with your drive to credit enhance, credit wrap the project. I think that's the type of innovation that we would like to see coming from the continent. Thank you very much, Fredrick.
Okay, thank you. Maybe just to add on that is ATI as an African operations. Yeah, because we are owned by 14 African countries. Yeah, I reside in Uganda, so that's my focus. Yeah. So rightly, as you put, some of the innovations in Uganda can be replicated in the rest of the African country. Thank you.
Doing business in Africa, you can't afford to be without Africa Investor.